Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's, let's see, Tuesday the 19th of March, and these are the charts for the day. Well, the market had a volatile session, first up and then down, a little bit of a snapback at the end of the day. Bottom line is the charts of the day shows you stocks that are movers, shakers, charts that day had maybe a significant technical move, and I want to show you a few of those. Let's take a look. AMD, monster move, I should say, 153 million shares. And a breakout from a consolidation zone, which has taken 5-6 weeks to develop. In particular, the last 4 sessions, the mini-wedge exploded today. And closing at the high end of the range of 26, up 275, or almost 12% on that kind of volume, to me, significant enough of a breakout that I think we're going to go immediately to test the 28.5 area, and possibly, if it really runs to the top of the channel that I've drawn in, secondary target 33, 33.5. Believe it or not, we'll see. AXSM, well, the swing trade worked out great. It popped up and pulled back and then ran up and gave you a little bit of a corrective flag. 5-way move down. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then boom, literally up for 12 days in a row. And I mean, today's spike up reached 14.24 before pulling back substantially at 12.95. Nevertheless, it was still up $1.48 or 13%. 3.5 million traded. It may have some more momentum. On a long-term basis, you can see that the all-time high was reached back at the end of 2015. That was at 1574. Can it go up there? Well, you never know, but at this point I'm thinking that this is getting towards the upper end of the range and key overhead resistance, so careful. It's already made a 5-way move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want to continue to raise your stop, that's fine, or sell half your position and ride the rest. BHC, out of nowhere, this stock popped today. It was consolidating, running up $1.75 or 7% on 8.7 million. The biggest volume on an update going back to November when it was running there. So it might very well test that zone, 27.5 to 28.5 zone, and then we'll see what it does, if it challenges and/or takes out that triple top right there. CGC, I put a new swing on this one today because I'm convinced that after this consolidation pattern, and it looks really textbook perfect. Here we had our falling wedge that exploded. This is a lateral coil that I think can explode as well. I'm looking for 56, 59 zone, and then I'm way up there in the 68, 75 zone at some point, but one step at a time. Let's first get it up through 49. You take 49 out, the 49, 49.5 area going through here. We can take that out, but let's take the declining tops line out first. But I think the convincing thing for me would be through 49. Then I think the stock's going to make a move. Once you see 49 with energy, a bit bigger volume like we had here, then maybe this thing really rocks. Stay tuned. DERM, explosive action yesterday, a nice pullback, and held support right there, and then exploded off of that from 1181 to 14 and change, and closed up $1.50, 2 or 12% on solid 15.2 million shares. I think either it backs and fills in here and then rips, but eventually it's going to go. And I'm looking for 16 3/4, and then maybe as high as 19.20. EOLS, well, look at that pop off the low here, off to today's low. This could have been a little wedgy, see it? But quadruple bottom in there, held at 23.25. Today it popped 272 or 11.4%. The volume picked up to the best in about 6-7 weeks. All we got to do now is get past this area around 30, 30.25. The stock should take off. GLUU, well, this stock's been amazing for a year and a half now, 2 years, having gone from $1.50 to 10. And with the recent breakout and today's follow through of 52 cents or 5%, this stock with volume of 3.2 million. One of the bigger volumes in the last few weeks. This stock could accelerate, and I'd be watching for this to get to 11.5, 12 for it to run up towards 14. HEXO, marijuana player, now up for 7 days in a row. The volume today was the biggest in its history, 13.4 million, but it did reverse off of here. You can see the highs in that zone. Well, I got a little bit above it and then backed off. So it's natural for a stock to run up to a major resistance area. What I'd like to see is some consolidation flag or coil or wedge, and then run up to 8 and 10. NLNK, low price stock at one time. You remember that when we traded this stock, it was trading in the 50s. Big winner for us way back here. The stock ran up in that zone. So at this point, you can see the stock came in a big downtrend, formed a little mini base, popped, wedge, and broke out today on big volume, 3.2 million shares. That was at 25 cents or 13%. I think we followed through. I'm looking for about 255, 320. And then we'll see what happens beyond that. Omeros. Multiple tops in this area was broken today. Now there is a resistance zone that it may have a problem with in addition to the top of the short-term channel. So you got to be careful. But this, and the reason I'm showing this today, if it could take this out with any energy, it may blow into the 2022 zone. I wanted you to be aware of that. How about our rocket after a 2 to 3 day pullback held support, and it was an ugly one, meaning that it broke this little platform. And then it was right back to the top of the channel. Any follow through here, we're looking at 20, 22, and maybe more. SRNA with an explosive move, 11 million shares, up 109 to 39%. Big move. That breaks the entire declining tops line and took out lateral resistance there as well and closed above it. At this point, I would look for a possibility that this makes a move to somewhere between 450 and 4 3/4. That's my next target. STNE exploded in the fifth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, in the breakaway wave. Told you last week that that wedge, if it breaks, could explode the stock, and boom, it went from 30 to 44 nearly. TGODF, yet another marijuana play and low price one I like a lot. And after this fifth wave and this 1, 2, it went up in wave 3 here, which is also a mini 5-wave move up. It might consolidate, but at some point I think this is going to 5.5 and it may go as high as 7.5. ZSAN looks like it's trying to pop. Today it took a run and then it backed up, but this bull wedge has me intrigued. I think if it explodes out of here, you can see the stock about 8 and maybe 11 at some point. Finally, Zine popped out of its falling channel. It looks like this one is headed for at least a quick test, maybe as early as tomorrow, 590. We get through that, it's looking at 650. Anything through 650, it completes a major bottom, and it's headed towards 9, in my opinion. That's the chart of the day for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.